Good morning. I've been asked to do several things, so we'll try to do them in order. A friend of mine gave me a relatively delightful book. Most black hatters would say that the book is filled with apicursus and might spit at it. Unfortunately, uh, I reserve judgment until I've read through it, and I read through its entirety, unfortunately. Not because it's unfortunate to read the book, it's just that my curiosity does not allow me to stop in the middle and say enough. So I read the book called Turbulent Souls, written by Stephen DUBNER. It's about his own parents and his own journey. How his parents rebelled and drifted away from their parents and became ardent, passionate Catholics who had no use for and no remembrance of anything that was Jewish for the children. The youngest of their 8 children, Stephen, very, very sensitive soul, decided that Catholicism wasn't working for him. He didn't have the same passion, the same feeling as his parents, and began a route of self-discovery. First starting out as a rock player, playing music in a rock band, and trying to get notoriety, getting your album out there in the public, becoming wealthy, becoming the idol of many thousands, millions of adoring fans. And in the middle, he stopped and he began looking for other things to do. He became a newspaper reporter, then an editor. And in the process, married a non-Jewish girl who led him to his own Jewish roots. It's a fascinating story. A story that crisscrosses people that I personally know, Simon Jacobson, and a man by the name of Rabbi Asher Finkel, who none of you have ever heard of, but I went to school with this Asher Finkel. And so, to me, this was a story of people who came from Brooklyn and were in the same neighborhoods, the same streets that I grew up in, where I played punchball and had my dreams and dreams shattered, and visions of different kinds of goals throughout my youth brought back a lot of memories. Essentially, Mr. and Mrs. Francis and Saul, later became Paul and Veronica DUBNER, rebelled against their fathers and mothers because there was no love. They were looking for something higher, a purpose that was greater than mere survival. What was going on in their lives made no sense. Parents, either it was a father who was domineering, who made no sense, made demands that just didn't fit in with their lives, lack of total understanding, dominating the mother, or it was a mother who constantly bellyached against her husband, and nothing he did was ever good enough. And that created the resentment of the daughter Frances to run away to become a ballerina, and while she was studying to be a ballerina, to become a Catholic. It is a story of looking for love and looking for fulfillment, spiritual fulfillment, but looking primarily for love. Stephen DUBNER says it himself. Before I could read it, I asked myself the question, were I to be in that position, what would I say? And I would say that Veronica and Paul, Francis and Saul, were lacking love and looking for it. And Christianity purports to be the religion of love. So what is my religion, the Jewish religion? My answer is it's the pursuit of truth. Truth sometimes is hard and cold, and sometimes is warm and fuzzy. But truth is truth. It doesn't allow for excuses, but it does allow for weakness. You can face weakness and realize that you're weak, but face it, that you're weak. Truth does not allow for falsehood, for false auras. Veronica DUBNER was totally oblivious, made herself oblivious to what happened in the Holocaust because of her pursuit of her own selfish love. She couldn't see the truth that many Catholics, and indeed the Holy See, were involved, directly or indirectly, in the persecution and the death of 6 million Jews, including her own family members. Because of that, because of her own pursuit of her own love, her own selfish love, she couldn't see the truth. Stephen DUBNER, on the other hand, was looking for truth. Is this true? It doesn't do the same thing that my mother says it does, and therefore went on a completely different route. But Stephen DUBNER loved his mother, and so this is a book about truth, realizing that it still needs love. And as a result of that, he seeks out his mother, whom he knows is not being truthful. But he seeks to have a relationship with her because at the core, the little boy still needs his mother, because we all need love, even while we seek truth.